Hello everyone, welcome back to the Anatomy Lab. Today we're going to be looking at associated structures to the digestive system. And we're going to start off at the beginning of the digestive system where you'll find salivary glands. So here we can see two salivary glands, the first of which you can see here. This is called the sublingual salivary gland. It is going to be located underneath the tongue. Lingual is going to be telling you that it's near or associated with the tongue. Over here, a little bit lateral and inferior to the sublingual gland, this is called the submandibular gland. This is going to be located underneath the mandible or your lower jawbone. Now both of these will be secreting saliva, and they're going to be innervated by facial nerve, cranial nerve number 7. Now although paired, you can't see the parotid gland on this model on this side, but you can see it on this side over here. This is this is your last salivary gland, the parotid salivary gland. It is going to be located on top of your master or a little bit to the side. And you can also see here that you have a little duct extending away from it to go to the oral cavity. This is your parotid gland through which saliva will go from the parotid gland to the oral cavity. Now this parotid gland will also have an innervation, but it's not going to be your facial nerve in this case. It is going to be your glossopharyngeal cranial nerve number 9. Now, in addition to your salivary glands, you also have some other structures that are going to be associated with your oral cavity. Those are your teeth. And amongst your teeth, you have 4 different major types, the first of which you can see here. This is called an incisor. Now an incisor is going to be skinny on one edge, but also flat on the other. It is going to look a little bit like a chisel. And it will only have one root. These are your front teeth, and you have it will go from incisor 1, incisor 2, laterally until it reaches your next type of tooth, which is your canine. Your canine is here. And you can kind of see that it has a little bit of an edge here. And you can kind of see how all of the edges reached a small or a kind of rounded point here. This point is generally variable between people. It doesn't necessarily look like a fang, but this point is going to tell you that it's a canine. But you can also see that it extends downward to a little flat ridge in the back. That's also going to be a key aspect telling you that it's a canine. Next, you have the premolar. The premolar you can see here. It is going to have 2 hills or 2 cusps. It is otherwise known as a bicuspid. And it kind of looks like a canine, but instead of having like one edge of the canine or one edge of the tooth go to a short, flat edge in the back, this is going to go back but then up again, like with a second ridge. So you have one ridge and then 2 ridges, giving you 2 cusps to be the bicuspid. And then lastly, you have the molar. The molar are the largest of your teeth. They have multiple roots, generally 2 to 3, and they can have multiple hills on top. So all of these hills are going to be a very strong indicator that it is not a bicuspid, it is a molar, because it has 4 or more hills on the top. And those are the structures that you'll be associating with the oral cavity. Next, we're going to be looking at some organs that are going to be inside or lower down in your digestive tract. First of which, you have this large organ here. This large brown organ is the liver, and you can see it. See, it has these ducts that are coming away from it. Similarly, you could also see that you have one more associated organ here. This is your pancreas. Both of these organs are going to be secreting into your small intestine, specifically in your duodenum here. And you can see that they both have ducts that lead to the duodenum in order for the secretions to reach that region. Now, these ducts also have specific names that you should be aware of. So, starting off with the pancreas here, you can see a white duct here. This is your pancreatic duct. Your pancreatic duct will lead from the pancreas to the duodenum. Similarly, you have the liver as well as the gallbladder with green ducts that are coming away from it. So here's the liver, and you have this duct on the left and this duct on the right. This is called the left hepatic duct. This is called the right hepatic duct, and they will join together in order to lead bile into the common hepatic duct. So left and right hepatic ducts make the common hepatic duct. From the gallbladder, it will lead from this little sac-like structure away from it to join with the common hepatic duct through the cystic duct. Once the cystic duct and common hepatic duct meet, this is called the common bile duct. And the common bile duct is also going to lead to the duodenum here. So both the pancreatic duct as well as the common bile duct end at the duodenum at the ampulla of Vater. And those are the associated structures of the digestive system that we're going to look at today. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.